And as we got through all the conduct in the church, we got through how a church ought to organize, how it ought to conduct itself, how it ought to pray, how the men ought to pray, not with wrath, not with doubting, that our prayer ought to be a means of grace and an encouragement to the church, not some carnal, blabbering, angry, bitter, seething, contentious thing. It's amazing what we can do with holy things when we get our hands on them. But they are to pray without wrath and doubting. And remember, this is a means of grace to the unifying of the church, not to the dividing. Elders, you're the leadership in the church. You set the example. What manner of man ought you to be? I'm not going to leave you to guess. Here's what manner of man you ought to be. Deacons, same. Wives, same. Look. Church, we affect each other. As Paul gets down to it, knowing that he's already dealing with the people who can get in all sorts of theological debates and discussions, mixed in with a whole lot of frivolous imagination, sourcing all sorts of scriptures twisted, knotted up, and tied together and misapplied, and teaching all sorts of things that are just not in the text. He knows his audience is a people who can just hear statements and totally miss the big picture. So he's careful with a shepherd's heart after he's laid out men, women, prayer attitude in the church, leadership, elders, deacons, wives, all of it. He pauses and he arrives.